Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamastoki Bhaktir Bhagat Ishtaki. Good morning, all devotees. I would like to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Are we in text number 11? Esame Shishyastam Prapto Yaname Duhitir Agrahit Panim Vipragni Muktaha Savitra Iva Sadhuvat. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. He has already accepted himself as my subordinate, but by marrying my daughter in presence of fire and Brahmanas, he has married my daughter, who is equal to Gayatri, and has pretended to be just like an honest person. Purport. Daksha's statement that Lord Shiva pretended to be an honest person means that Shiva was dishonest because instead of accepting the position of Daksha's son-in-law, he was not respectful to Daksha. Text number 12. Grivita Mriga Savakshaha Panim Markata Lokanaha Pratyuhanabi Vadahe Vasapi Akta Nochitam. Translation. He has the eyes like a monkey, yet he has married my daughter, whose eyes are like those of a deer cub. Nevertheless, he did not stand up to receive me, nor did he think it fit to welcome me with sweet words. There is no purport there. And text number 13 is Lupta Kriyaya Suchaye Manine Binna Setave Anichan Api Adam Balam Sudrave Yosatim Griham. Translation. I have no desire to give my daughter to this person who has broken all the rules of civility. Because of not observing the required rules and regulations, he is impure, but I am obliged to hand over my daughter to him, just as one teaches the messages of Vedas to Sudra. Purport. A Sudra is forbidden to take lessons from the Vedas because a Sudra, due to unclean habits, is not worthy to hear such instructions. This restriction that unless one has acquired the Brahminal qualifications, one should not read the Vedic literatures. It's like a restriction that a law student should not enter a law college unless he has graduated from all lower grades. According to the estimation of Daksha, Shiva was unclean in habits and not worthy to have the hand of his daughter, Sati, who was so enlightened, beautiful, and chaste. The word used in this connection is Binna Sevate, which refers to who has broken all the regulations for good behavior by not following the Vedic principles. In other words, according to the Daksha, the entire transaction of the marriage of his daughter with Shiva was not in order. One second. I think. Namaho Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pestaya Bhitale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, devotees, for giving me an opportunities to purify my heart, and please forgive my shortcomings. And I would like to share some other things I heard from the listenings from Sri Gauranga Darshan Prabhuji, and also Swami Muktananda, and few other things I've been learning while studying Sri Bhagavad Gita. Um, One of the things, let me get my notes, I wrote is from yesterday itself. There was a great, one of the things Maharaj mentioned yesterday about aparadas, Vaishnava aparadas. This has happened to be one of the things is Shiva, Lord Shiva is a great Vaishnava. And Daksha is also a great personality. He's not an ordinary man because he is the um, a leader of all Prajapati. He is the best of all Prajapatis, but he did an aparada, uh, which has got some definitely a ripple effect. It's not like one aparada is done by one person. Sometimes it goes with him, and sometimes there will be like a snowball effect. Uh, like here there will be a lot of snowball effect of continuous cursing, which we will deal with it, which we'll learn from the next slokas or verses. Um, but here, to begin with, what happened in this story was when Daksha entered into the assembly, where there's a symbol of all these demigods and all great personalities. Um, everybody stood up when Daksha entered the scene. Everybody stood up and did this obeisances like pranamas. Everybody did except Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, but Lord Brahma is actually is Daksha's father, so he didn't mind. So Daksha went back to did pranama to Lord Brahma, but he looked at uh, uh, Lord Shiva and got offended, and he thinks in one way, he thinks in a materialistic way. In this world he's his son-in-law, but it's in spiritual way he's at a much elevated than even Brahma, but Lord Shiva is at much higher level than Brahma. Then but he did not realize that, so he did an offense, he got offended, and while actually Lord Shiva was meditating on the super soul, and he did not notice that. But uh, um, Daksha started criticizing. He called him by names, by he calls him Shiva by he's the personal person who wanders in the cremational grounds. He is unclean, and I gave my daughter to this monkey-eyed man, and he is Parameshwara, but he's forced me to give my daughter. He keeps doing more and more offenses in anger. And as one of the teachings is from Gauranga Darshan Prabhuji, he says, in anger, one forgets everything. They will forget everything they are doing. Anger doesn't in the words that come out of anger doesn't make any sense because they are exaggerated words. They are words of emotion. So it has a negative emotion. And Daksha is not an ordinary man. Even being such a great personality can do such mistakes. Then what about us? We can do many more mistakes. So we should not do any decisions when we are in anger. Um, and this ties very well with what Maharaja is saying. I'm so impressed with what we heard in the last few days. This is a great aparada, uh, and Shiva did not uh, uh, react when Daksha did such an aparada. He actually just demonstrated great tolerance, and which we'll hear in the next versions. He just walked away, but he didn't do any kind of retaliated or anything like that. There are some more references for it related to it while reading this Bhagavad Gita. I got some more references. It is actually in from Bhagavad Gita 2.63. If you wanted to uh, do that, Prabhu, uh, Vamsi Prabhu, 2.63 from Bhagavad Gita, and it says. Um, it's a beautiful sloka. Just I want to recite that one and then explain it and then conclude. It is says क्रोध क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहा सम्मोहात् स्मृति विभ्रमः स्मृति भ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. That's a krodhat. That means from anger. Bhavati takes place. Sammoha, perfect illusion. Sammohat, from illusion. Smriti, of memory. Vibhramaha, bewilderment. Smriti Brahmsat, after bewilderment of memory. Buddhinashat, loss of intelligence. Buddhinasat, from the loss of intelligence. Pranasyati, once falls down. So what says is, let me read this one. From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory arises. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. When intelligence is lost, one falls down again from the material pool. This is beautifully explained, and I really related to this one. What it says is, when you are in anger, in anger leads to the cloudiness, right? And it leads to the cloudiness around our judgment of decisions. It's unclear for us. When it is unclear, when it is cloudy, memory is bewildered. We don't really know what we're doing. When we are bewildered, we are in a dissolution, right? When you are bewildered, intelligence is destroyed. When the intelligence is destroyed, it is a complete downfall of soul. This is exactly what happened with uh, Daksha, who is a great personality, and uh, and there are more consequences. And with this, I would like to conclude. Thank you once again for giving me the opportunity to purify my heart, and please